Hi guys, my name is Ruth.
And hi, my name is Daisy, and welcome to the Rooted and Ready podcast powered by NAYNET, where we shoot at the beautiful studios of Kuza Podcast Studio. We're so glad to be here to have this conversation. So, welcome.
Wow.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi, how have you been?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
Excited?
Very excited.
Also.
Yes.
And guys, as you can see, today, just bringing great people, people we also admire and have worked with NAYNET for a couple of years. And today we have an amazing man of God, and I allow him to introduce himself. Just tell us 1, 2, 3. Whatever 1, 2, 3 is for you.
All right.
Tell us. Yeah.
That's such a Kenyan.
Yeah.
Yes. Moja mbili tatu.
Moja mbili tatu. Yeah.
All right. Samuel, Sijeni are my official names, government names. Those are the ones now. If Serikali is tying me.
I called him and then it showed Samuel.
I did today. I was today years old when I knew
you're
called Samuel.
Yes, Samuel. So, but the name that's commonly known is Sassino. Yes. So Sassino, I am a minister. I love to serve, and have been serving for now a long time. So I'm happy to be here.
Wow.
I'm married now because we're on TV. These are the places where you. How comes you did not? So So I have a wife, and we have 3 boys.
So that's 1, 2. Now the 3 is the 3 boys.
Yes. Moja mbili tatu. Yeah. So Teko, Oscar, Jaba.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. And today, we're going to talk about mental health. That it's okay not to be okay. And maybe just to get it started is, why are these conversations important, even in the church more so? Like we have it outside, maybe corporate, they have mental health days and all that, but in the church we're sometimes silent. But why is it important for us to have these conversations within the church?
I think there's not a place that has peer pressure like the church. Yani for real. You know, growing up we used to say, this church has become a club. Now people are here, and it's become a reality. So we now more than ever need to have these conversations. We need to have a conversation on how are you doing, because before there was social media, church was already pressure. So now imagine with social media. So there are conversations that are important, because otherwise we are losing people at the expense of wanting to remain like we are okay. And especially the church, we don't like embarrassing things. You know, the way I was watching a guy yesterday, and he was talking about disability and how parents are embarrassed of their children. And I think it's the same thing with the church. We are embarrassed to hear that there's a Christian who is not okay mentally. So we push it to the side. So we do need to have this conversation.
So true.
Let me just this is fine. What do we mean, like church is like always had the peer pressure? Like before social media, church was already the peer pressure.
Church is a place where you are told sit properly. And with our moms, with our moms, it was for the ladies who are told unaonyesha nini bendera, but then. But for now, church went beyond that. Church went into you're not speaking correct. Your hair is not right for the church. You're not dressed properly. You're not relating with that girl in a church way, because I don't want to say Christian way. So we had a lot of do's and don'ts that really made us rigid. And now have the chickens have come home to roost.
That's very interesting that you say that church is where we're taught how to act proper.
Put this mask. Like, you always say that. Like you
to
have
show up in a certain way.
You
can't show up like this. You have to show up like this. And that in turn has brought a lot of dysfunction. And it's dysfunction that we're not willing to address. So maybe we can start from there and ask ourselves, in like what you've said about embarrassment. Church, we don't like things that are embarrassing. Here we don't want embarrassment, and maybe we can start from there, even talking about to the youth worker who feels church is no longer a place where they can just say I'm not okay.
I think it's a place to begin to interrogate ourselves and allow for church to be the place where people can come. Because when Christ came, you remember these are the things that people used to say and tell him, how can you interact with these people? How dare you? Basically, that's what they were telling him. How dare you come and disrupt the status quo and begin to hang out with prostitutes, gluttons, drunkards, tax collectors? And I think for the youth worker, they are at a very good place because you're not yet into the system. Once you become senior pastor.
You're coming.
You ingia smack into the system because cheza tutakunyang'anya. But with a youth worker, you have options. You have a place where you can say, you can choose between, I'm going to look at my young people and make them healthy, or I'm going to behave the way Dini wants me to behave, and then lose the young person. The soul of the person is the most important. So if we are not focused on the soul, then what are we focusing on? Because we won't go and be told, you guys did an excellent job in building that church into an organization. We'll go and be asked, where are the souls? Proverbs says, he who wins souls is wise. So our wisdom needs to be measured and see where do we want to go.
And maybe you can just tell us about your personal journey, because you're very passionate about this, like even online, you really want to have these conversations. And where did that, like, what triggered for you to now say enough is enough? I need to take this journey and speak about it.
I think being a youth worker for a long time, I experienced the neglect where you serve, and before even coming into church, even Christian organizations. So I did do ministry, or started ministry straight from high school. So straight from high school, you don't know, you know nothing. You know nothing. It's just passion. All I have to give, this is all I have to give is me. Take me and use me, and they did. And by the time I was realizing I don't have anything to say, this is what I've been able to achieve, other than the people I meet on the streets who tell me, oh, you guy, you're the one who helped me, you got born again. Other than that, I have no identity. I have no place where I can stand and say, this is me. So by the time I was realizing that was 7 years down. I was 25. 25, haven't gone to even, you know, those things that people do, computers, driving, none of that. I learned how to drive in one of those ministries, but then I didn't get a certificate or anything. So I had to go through class again. So now I'm 25. For me is a place that I anytime I hear a young person is at 25, I ask them those questions, because 25 for me is a place I really ask myself, who am I? Who am I? Outside of all these things that I am doing, who am I? I haven't, I've been in church, born and raised in church. So tabia mzuri is all I know. All I know is how to behave. All I know is how to be the good kid. I tried to be errant when I got to 18, but I was quickly brought back in terms of no. If you do this now, you lose yourself. So came back, went through this, got into ministry. So at 25 is when I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I'm not okay. Maybe I don't understand why I do what I do. So I'm born again. I've been serving, but for what? I don't have this identity that can really say, this is the person you are. This is why God has called you. This is where you're going. So I lost it. I began, for me, that was the first time I experienced moving away from myself and losing myself, so to speak, because I was living in Umoja at that time. And it's a place I had my first, so to speak, my first. So I've shared my testimony many times, so it's not embarrassing for me to do this. I lost my virginity at 25. At 25 years is when I decided, come on, buy, because now I've tried this, I've tried this, and I've not seen like it's working for me, because at that time I'm thinking, where am I? I'm losing myself. So kaende. So lost my virginity, tried to do a little bit of drinking. It wasn't too good. I was actually listening to Vodi, God rest his soul in peace. He was talking about how, no, it wasn't actually him. It was another guy. He was, but I guess they looked alike. He was saying he was retiring. He's retiring in a few years. And when he does, he is going to a bar and he's going to drink and he's going to smoke weed. I felt him. I understand it's probably not the place to be at when he's retiring, but I felt him because that's where I was at. I mean, beginning this ministry and not being able to, going through ministry and not being able to identify and say, So have I been doing this just because it's a thing people have wanted me to do? Or have I been doing this because I really believe in God and believe in the call of being able to reach out to others? So that's just the beginning. So I don't know. I could take this whole podcast there, but
I think my question would be then, was it a lack of discipleship? Was it an overemphasis on come and serve?
Just come and serve.
Just come. I don't know. There's something that Pastor Wale says that they like to do something available. I can't remember what he says. So my question is, was it a lack of discipleship that led to? Because see, the spiral doesn't happen one time. It's a progressive thing. But if you have someone who is discipling you or someone you're working with, they're able to catch the signs early. So was it a lack of that?
I think a little bit of both, because I keep saying one of the reasons I really believe in discipleship now is because for when people raise their hands and say, who discipled you? I don't know. I don't have a person that I can say, this is the guy who walked with me. I have a guy, pockets of guys who were interested in me, but then not one person who can say they walked with me through it. But also, you can get discipleship, but get discipleship the wrong way. You can be able to, people tell you about the serving and people tell you about what the calling demands. Because that's what church does. Yes, we do discipleship, but then we do discipleship from a place of, now because you are a born-again Christian, this is what you need to do, not leading people towards a relationship with God. If we were to lead people into a relationship, then it becomes easier. Because I think for me, that was it. I got to the place where after all that, now I began to build a relationship. Because now I had to find, who am I in Christ? Outside of what I do. Because really everyone likes really I know what that fat is. Fat is faithful, available, and teachable.
Available and teachable.
Yes, and you're told, this guy, you will go far. Because of how faithful, available and teachable you are, you will go far. But then I had to now get to the place where I build a relationship beyond all the things that I have been taught, and be able to accept that actually I want to live a good life because I love God. I love God. He's my friend. He's my guy. I don't want to do anything that makes him in any way think that I don't honor him, that I don't love him, that I'm not concerned about the things that concern him. So I would say a little bit of both.
And maybe what I'm hearing is then, when these young people, because it's 7 years down the line is when now you started asking yourself, then who am I aside from what I do? So maybe even for a youth leader who is looking to disciple, and I don't know, but I always feel, I don't know, can you disciple 12 people? Can one person disciple 12 people? I'm just asking. Or, sometimes, because that's how people get lost. So,
because it's not that intimate.
Because there's no intimacy. There's no, I'm not seeing you. You're just, when we come to church, we come proper, we come correct. Your makeup is done. You look very cute, very cute. But no one knows where you came from on Saturday. But then if there's that then close relationship between the person that's discipling you and correct discipleship, because that's also something you've said that I've caught, that it's not an overemphasis on service at the expense of the person. And at the expense of the person understanding their relationship with God. Because then are we saying God loves us because we serve him?
And I'll put you guys, both of you, on the spot. As you're discipling people, are you building relationships or building a person? Because we get so caught into so last week we did this. So now
the person
or building
a relationship, yes, because let me try and define the two. So building a relationship means I am interested in them getting to know me and me getting to know them. But building the person is where I just want, let me use my friend Odek. I want to make Odek into this.
Look a certain way.
Yes, so that when I stand in front of people, I can begin to tell people, let me show you my sons. Odek, stand. That guy, I'm the one who made him. But we are not friends. You wouldn't do that with your friend. Even if you knew a celebrity, you wouldn't go around telling people, by the way, do you know I know Odek? Odek is also a celebrity. Do you know I know Odek? He's just your friend. He's just your friend. So you build the relationship. So I think we do our discipleship as a program more than we do it from a relationship aspect. If we do not reflect relationship, then it becomes hard for us to actually show these people a relationship with God. You know, Jesus, Poleni, podcast yenu ni yangu.
Take it where you want.
You know, Jesus had such a tight relationship with his disciples, and his example of can one person disciple 12. He had such a tight relationship with them that they started to fight on who's closest to him. You imagine that they're now starting to now today you have to choose. That's what we do with our girlfriends. Choose who's your favorite here, because me, I think I am the one. So close that the guy that they eventually said was his favorite disciple lay on his chest. We don't do that. So I ask myself, would I do that with my disciples? The guys that I'm saying I'm raising, would I do that with them? Would I allow them to come into my space enough that it is uncomfortable? Because if they come into my space, they will see that from time to time I get angry at my wife. Other than what they see pale on the pulpit when I'm saying, give a round of applause to my beautiful wife.
Beautiful wife standing
yes,
in the front row.
They will see how I shout to my kids. They will see how I respond to my kids. Build the relationship.
I think
it's okay. Let's go. I know they there, but I've loved that statement for let's build the relationship, not the person. Because most times you can see people building the person because you want to show, look how far I've brought this person. You see, he used to dress like this. Now look how he is. Look, and that person just feels so disconnected and can't now come to you when they're completely broken. And now they'll see that the mask is what makes you happy. So that's what they'll put around you. They just be like that mask constantly when they're around. And they think that's how it is to be with God. That God only likes me if I look a certain way. If I can show people this is how I am.
And isn't that the biggest problem with Christianity? All of us are trying, we go before God, but we feel, Sasa jana I sinned.
Oh man,
I can't pray now. That's not relationship. Relationship will mean God manze si umeona vile tumeenda. I know.
Wow.
I'm just thinking how that example of Jesus and his disciples, that he took the time to spend, he spent time with each and every one of them, that none felt like they were lesser than. You see, that's very interesting because Jesus, when he was here, if he was here, he's here.
Present.
So if he's spending time with Sassino, he's present.
He's present.
So then I was saying it's not a matter of quantity, but then it's a question of quality. How much time to spend together? How are we spending it?
But there's a question I ask because we do a lot with dads and their kids, and I keep asking fathers, how do you differentiate? Your kids don't know. By the way, this is now quality time. Your kids don't know. Now I've given you quantity. There is no way me and you can plan. Even with my wife, there is no way I can plan quality time with her and say, so tomorrow, Tuesday at 5, we will have quality time. We will meet at that place and we will fight. Was that quality? It wasn't, because we can't plan life. So you go through, so it's quantity and quality. And when you do quantity, you find quality in there. Because every time you're with someone, some good things happen. You see a funny thing. So quality cannot be planned. But we try to do it. We teach it to our parents. We tell them, give your children quality time. So when? And the children are actually the best way to know. And I know we are supposed to be doing mental health. But this is it. Children are the best way to know about quality. Because when you're raising a child, when you start with them from being a baby, you do not know when they will make their first steps. You do not know. So that's quality time right there. That you are there, you saw.
They had their first step.
Yes. You cannot tell when the first time they'll say daddy, mama. You cannot. It is in the quantity of time that you spend with them that, guys, they are walking. So quantity, quality. Put them all together. Give people time.
Yes.
Give people time. Yeah.
Wow. And I think that will also make the youth workers, the people who are shepherding the young people, when they spend that quantity of time with their people, sometimes I think we get so obsessed with what exactly are we doing, then we can
putting structure to it.
So many programs that just lose sight of just let's have conversations. Let's just have space together. Yes, it's important to have both the programs and all that, but also allowing there to be room for just have programs running. And maybe you can talk to us into that. What have you been doing, or what have you seen done that actually has helped create spaces for the youth workers to allow the people they're working with to be free, to be open, to bring down those walls that are sometimes placed because they're struggling. So what have you practical things that are being done or you have also done?
It look like we are advertising, but it's my reality. It's the closest. It's the closest I've seen something, and that's NAYNET. The thing we did.
Okay.
That thing we did, we may not understand the impact it had, but that gave youth workers a place to voice. And I know probably the planning was a lot, and I know planning overwhelms the programs. They overwhelm, but I think we need to look at things like those and be able to say, this has impact, let's do it. Because we brought young people, split them into groups, they got to have like group therapy for talking about their mental health. And we know the conversations we had in there. We experienced it firsthand. True. And I think having more of those is a thing that allows for those conversations to happen. I know this is treading on dangerous ground. I hope you guys don't get kicked out of the Kuza offices. But then Remafest, believe it or not, a place where young people can go and just shout. I don't know if they got gospel, but then they shouted, they screamed, they walked the streets and just sang. We need to give more people opportunities like those so that they can say, by the way, be based on that. Now, it's, when you're at a place like that, you can say, now these guys have seen me cry with that open day for mental health. These guys have seen me lay down on the dirt during our worship experience. So what else am I hiding? What else am I keeping from them? So I can be open. This is a place I wasn't judged for just being myself. So I think more of those opportunities. Hikes are a good place. We did a lot of hikes in having, hikes are hard. And when you're walking up Kijabe Hills with your girlfriend, and then she reaches her end, and she can no longer hold in her fat. Now
that was not where I was going.
I know that's where we're going.
I thought that it reaches no end where you can carry her.
You will carry me.
No, it's losing yourself. It's a place for now you're saying, this is me. Now by the end of that hike, now you have a decision to make.
Do you want to?
Do you still want?
Do you want this to be your reality?
So real is real.
Wow, that's nice.
I want to go back to something that Sassino said about we don't do embarrassment in church. And recently someone said something very profound to me. It was just like, we're taught shame.
Oh.
And I was just like, are we teaching shame? Is that what we're doing? And that's why, because sometimes how you wonder, I feel like the church we're always playing catch up. Like watu walianza kuongelea mental health, alafu hata sisi tukasema guy, wow, tukaanza kuongelea mental health. But we should be the place where, like, we're not playing catch up. And someone said, whoever influences culture influences the people. So we're always copying and pasting, running to fit into the mold, or just to create our own program. So just that point of, are we teaching shame? Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
When I was growing up, we had something called, I don't know if you guys did Scarlet. There was a movie called...
Tell us your age.
Now know your age.
Scarlet. Scarlet was about Akachikis.
Yeah.
So I'm not that old.
You're not that old. There's a remake, but there's a remake. That was a remake.
With
an A.
With an A.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was it. That was shame. Shame. And I think we do. I've never had it said like that, but the reality is we do. We want to be able to, just the same way we're doing catch up, the same way we want to be able to tell you what was wrong after you have done it. So that we've moved away from what it was before, where we are teaching, do not. Now we don't talk. We don't talk about mental health. We don't talk. Let the world talk about it. But when you do it, now we will tell you.
Come, right?
Pastors will preach about you on Sunday. Like you saw that young man. We have told him categorically he will not stand on this pulpit. We want, and it's from a place of we want to rule with fear. We want to rule with fear. And I'm saying we because I'm there. Yeah. We are the ones. We are the ones who are, and we've made these mistakes. But I think we can do better.
Yeah,
we can do better, and we will do better.
We will. And I like that statement about shame because you see kids. Kids do, and that's how like even God says, "Come to me." Like let the little children come to me. Like let's be childlike also. Kids don't know shame. It's not us who now when they do something like shame on you. Shame on you. Don't do that in front of people. So this child knows there's some things I can do out behind. There's some things I just do in front of people. So they now learn that I can be doing these things behind. And then so I think even just that creating the spaces where we can see that hike, that as you go up and just release yourself, there's no shame. Like you just create spaces where you release yourself, scream, shout, do all those things. Because the more we keep just pointing out what someone is doing wrong, the more now they keep hiding and
putting a picture.
And the enemy just thrives in secrecy. He thrives in shame. He thrives in saying, no one else is struggling with that. Until we can sit and all of us can say, are you struggling with this? Even me.
And that's where we are at in regards to now mental health. So when I'm not okay, I disappear. So when I come back, we ask her, what happened? I was not okay. And then but it is in the not being okay that we need to be together. It's in the not being okay that we need to find one another and surround these people, each other, and just show love. There is nothing as hard as being alone. Because now for me, as I share that story, for me, what it meant is now I was in Umo. I hid in the house. No one knows. It's a story I can come now after and say, but then not during the time. You guys don't know. You can't be present. But are we safe? Are we safe? Because mental health is a thing of safety. Yesterday I was in a conversation on suicide. And one of the things that the lady was talking about was that for men, the biggest one is that men are growing up as young boys, not feeling safe. They're not safe. They're not able to share openly. Don't cry in the open. You can cry in your room. But don't say you're broke. Don't say you don't have friends. Don't tell us. Those are things you can do in the closed doors, but then don't put it out in the open.
So I'm wondering, how then do we create the safety? Because as you've said, we're very good at telling people, you just go handle your issues, then you can come back after you've handled your issues. And I think I remember, is it Rebecca Don who was saying that, I don't know which animals, when they're going through something like this around you, so that they show you communities around you, So how can we create such safe spaces?
Actually, if I'm not wrong, the elephant is one of those animals. The elephant, when one of them is approaching the end of their life, they all come, they surround, they sit until that elephant dies, then they leave. They are there. They are present. The church is a place where, and that's why I think I'm very, very intentional in saying the church is a place where all this can happen, because the church is holistic. The church can be able to, because some of those men are where they are because they're broke. Youth workers are where they are because they are broke. They have to show leadership. They have to show ability even out of their lack. So if we can be able to holistically be able to show that there is a place to provide, that people can make a living out of what they do in church, people can be able to find a place that they can come and share with someone whenever they are feeling they are low. All these things that we do our programs are good, but our programs are geared towards just teaching the Bible. We were having a conversation with someone. I was telling them, it's interesting. We keep complaining about what the guys are doing in the world. Oh, they are nining our children, radicalizing our children around different things. But then what are we doing to counter that? So we have hundreds of TV stations owned by Christians, but all of us are preaching. All of us are preaching in there. So where is a place for teaching me how to handle stuff like this? So there's a lot that the church can do, and it has the capacity holistically to be able to cover
those. What can I do?
Talk to someone.
Yeah.
Talk to someone. I think the youth workers, when us guys began youth work, one of the things that was made a must by our leader was to visit young people. Visit them. If you have not visited, he used to tell us, if you've not visited 5 young people within, I don't know it was how long, you have not done your work. Even if you wrote the program, you are able to do the service, you're able to arrange the deco, but you have not visited the young people, you have not done your work. So it became deliberate for us to visit people. So now I'm in a church where visiting, you know that thing for pastors, kazi yao ni kukunywa chai. Yeah. That's where we are at. Hiyo ndio kazi. Tembelea watu, kunywa chai. Because there is no other place for these people to feel, oh, you care. You're available. You want to help. That's it.
You see me, even like you're coming to me. And also for that, the youth worker that you've said, talk to people. I remember there's a time as we were organizing and planning, and I think I'd reached to a point of I was so frustrated and I was so irritable. But not the churchy thing to do would be to show up, smile. And I just walked into that place and I just told these guys, it's enough. I don't want it anymore. But I said it. And you see, we just interact mostly in this name, but I spoke it. But I think many youth workers, what they struggle with is just now being able to tell the next person. And I love what you just said. Just talk to someone. Like it's as simple as that. And I think we think when we talk, the whole world will crash. Everyone will now think, oh, wokovu wake imeisha. They don't know Christ anymore. But just being able to say that. And then you say it and you just feel, like,
and the world is still spinning.
and they're still there. As in, they still listen to me. Oh, they still like, as in, so I think, I don't know if Sassino can just speak to that youth worker who's just watching. And they're like, okay, just talk to me because I am now there. I am there. I'm just here. I'm like,
okay.
Yeah, what can you just tell that youth worker watching?
I think my encouragement has been this week. I think it's Proverbs 16:24, if I'm not wrong, that says 7 times a righteous man falls, but then still they wake up. But it is not so for the wicked. You're in the right place. You're in a good place. God has called each and every one of us, and that you accepted that calling, that's huge. Don't give up. Keep at it no matter how hard it is. I know grit grit is one of those things that our generation was not born with. It feels like our parents were born with it. But then with our generation, with this generation, we have to build grit. We have to be able to say, I'll keep going until I'm crawling. And even then, please keep going. But as you do it, begin to build a team around you. People that you can go to and be able to say, I am not doing well. And you build it now. Don't wait until you're worse off. Now is the time to build it. Share those little things now. By the time they're becoming bigger things, you know you can trust these people. So build them. I think one of our pastors used to say it, stretcher bearers, people that you know can hold you at the back and at the front, the guys who will drop you down to Jesus and tell him, this guy can't walk anymore, deal with him. And the advice is do 4, 1 person for every corner. Then when you can't find 2, you can find the other 2, so that you're always covered. Nothing can replace support. It is the one thing that when God was building, he comes to it and he says, it is not good for man to be alone. And we surround this as men and we say, men need people. Every single person needs someone. The women need people. The young youth leader needs someone. That would be my encouragement.
Wow.
But I think it's also a call to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, because for you to allow people to come such deep into your space is for them to have that your inward
permission.
Yes, that's the word, access, permission and access to your life, so that they're able to see you when you're not okay. Like I always say, someone who can show up at your house without did you guys see that meme? The only person who's allowed to show up to my house unannounced is the Holy Spirit. That was so funny to me. So I think building a community of people who can just show up and say, okay, what's going on in your life?
Yes.
What's going on in your life?
Yeah. And that's what you're saying. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. I think shame kills us. Shame is where we began. Shame kills us. Shame makes us feel like the world is ending. But there's a key in the Bible. The Bible talks about you've heard that verse for the fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Do you know what is just before that? It's confess your sins to one to another. Because if you're confessing your sins, the most they'll do, imagine, is talk about you. Once me, I'm used to it. I've told people my deepest, darkest secrets. I share it out there, and I realize it's very freeing. Now you guys don't have anything to talk about because I already said it. Oh, alisema, alisema. So
but I think it's also a place to nasiko ubaya. First, also realize, imagine, it's not that I'm trying to say it in not a bad way, but you also know that not everyone is talking about you. And even if they talk about you, funny, they'll talk about you for how long. So it's also that over glorification of self. So
glorification of self.
But what that's ukishasema hata waseme sasa alafu
you realize people really
there's no more power in them saying all these things we keep hidden. You're just like, I've already told you. And as he said, now it's freeing. You no longer can, and even the enemy can't use it against you because you've already put it out in the open.
Wow. Amazing. And I think now we have to come to an end, Sassino, but just to tell people about even the resources, as you said, NAYNET. I think we'll do more of those, just creating spaces. And even if you can, with the community around you, just go somewhere and create a space where you can just have conversation free without any program, just with your community.
Can I like that for the quality?
The quality will be found in the quantity. That what the quality will be found in the quantity. The quantity. So just creating that space, and NAYNET has and we'll plan for more. So that we're able just to go and have those conversations, and just now to have a parting shot. We'll have Sassino again for now his story. I'm at 25. He's left us at 25.
For 25 years old.
That's just how old you are now. So like you will there's a lot more in that story. But I think just today we can just meditate on that and just be like, it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to be vulnerable. There's no shame. Let's now distinguish there. Find your four. Let's go and be shameless in terms of let's go and just talk about what we are going through. But I don't know if you have a parting shot just to tell
also where people can find you, resources they can get,
and some of the things, the programs you are doing that they can plug into.
Well, I try to think of myself not too much as but I think for me, mine would be trust in God. Trust in God. He has a plan. Even in all these things that we're going through, he has a plan. He's not ignorant of the fact. If Job could go through all those chapters and still come out on the other side, even you can come out on the other side. I think now for me, the one that I could mention as a resource is Men Let's Talk, in just about men coming together and being able to have those conversations. We are slowly but surely moving into a place where we are doing youth editions. Because we are now seeing there is a need for us to go into talking to the young people and not waiting until the trauma has already traumatized.
The one who's picking you from the floor.
Exactly. So if we can be able to get into those conversations, that would be awesome. Now, Dad Camp, of course, in terms of bringing the fathers and their children to have conversations. I think there's not a person that has influence in a family like the father. If we can get our fathers to be there and be able to support, I keep seeing my kids and how much they enjoy let me embarrass my teenage, even my 13-year-old boy, how he enjoys a hug and a kiss on his cheek. That it's shameless, but it's love from a father, and that is big. So those are the two resources, and of course our churches. I think our churches are a place. I still have hope. That's why I'm still in church. There's hope. Let's not leave the church. The church is a place where there's solutions. It may have its shortcomings, but we are still the solution. Jesus is the answer.
Hey, come on. Hey. Is there?
Mic drop, very important. And we'll have all these things linked for him.
But I also wanted to say, you see how much we have so much resources is there. So I think it's also now knowing how to plug in and how to get it. So this is an amazing opportunity for you to get to Sassino. Sassino, can someone also like reach out to you personally?
Social media, Sassino Sijenyi, I think across the board. We can talk. I may end up referring you, but please, let's engage.
Okay. Wow. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's have this conversation more and more, even in the comment section. We'll have all these links that have been stated down below, and let's continue this conversation. So thank you so much for joining us.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.